Do you want a jingle or a quote?
I'd like a quote, actually.
Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels.
No, you did that last week.
Did I use that last week?
Yeah, but mid-episode. But I think it's do you know what? We'll start with it because it's one of my favourite quotes.
Hold on.
And it's the truest thing anyone's ever said.
There's got to be some wisdom from this week. I usually love quotes.
That's great for the listener.
Yeah. Well, I can just snip. I can snip this, and then
that's a quote from Alfie. I usually love quotes.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah. Do you know what I've learned about you? Is you have about 5 quotes that you recycle.
Hey, do you want one of my 5 quotes?
Not really.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And welcome to the pod. It's the Alf and Soph show with me, Alf and Soph. And I don't think we need to introduce it anymore. We're not getting any new listeners.
Yeah.
It's the same 100 people every week.
We're losing listeners.
We're losing listeners every single week. We got a bunch of new listeners in because I called one of the episodes Alf and Soph React to SNL UK.
Oh, did we?
And because we spoke about it on the first episode of the SNL UK, but we then didn't react to I think people were clicking on the video thinking it was a live reaction to the show.
Yeah.
And we didn't. We spoke about it for 5 minutes and then we talked about nonsense for 55 minutes.
Every episode is nonsense. I feel like we're very clickbaity. And by we, I mean you, because you do all that.
Yeah. And the clickbait this week I'm going to lean into is Coachella.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which is the only thing I've been keeping up with this week.
Yeah. I've only been keeping up with seeing like influencers packing to go. And I haven't seen that much stuff around Coachella.
That's so niche. Because there's the influencer content you get at the festival.
Which I never see. But
I didn't realize there was like pre-game.
Yeah.
I saw an influencer doing Coachella content and like, it's this guy and he's got maybe 50 videos out in the last 4 days. I mean, just an insane amount of like, and you can see their batch cooking them. I mean, Coachella looks pretty soulless.
I always think it looks soulless. Also, you're not allowed to just drink in the festival. There's certain points where you're allowed to drink and then the rest of it, you're not allowed to just... like a UK festival, everyone's drinking everywhere.
Yeah, well, it's just the UK.
That's the UK.
Wait, you mean there's like a border where it's like, here, you can't drink. Can you not just drink out on the street?
No, and even at the festival, you can't just be having a drink. This is what I've heard. There's like certain designated areas where you're allowed to have a drink.
That's crazy.
Because you never really see anyone absolutely wasted there or like embarrassed.
No, because
themselves.
it's not. Nobody's going to Coachella to listen to music.
Yeah,
everyone's going to Coachella because they're being paid by Sephora.
Yeah, and I'd love that.
But I'd love to go.
Imagine us on a brand trip.
Should we do Sheen or whatever? Shine? Shein?
I don't know how you say it.
The crappy one. Sheen.
Yeah.
Sheen. If Sheen or if Temu want to send me...
after you've called them a crappy one, I don't think they're going to be sending you.
Look, I don't think the higher-ups at Sheen are upset about their reputation.
I will say the higher-ups at Sheen follow me on Instagram.
Do they?
Yeah.
Almost definitely.
So I'm close to getting that trip.
I'm on a watch list. No, I just see like there's people you wouldn't expect going to Coachella. I mean, is anybody going just on a ticket?
I didn't even know you could buy tickets.
But it can't be like just an influencer event because that is really depressing.
I think people that live in LA probably buy tickets.
I've never heard anyone be like, I'm so excited for Coachella.
No.
Apart from people that are being paid to go.
Yeah, and influencers. That's actually so true. Also, do they camp there? Or like where? Oh no, they stay in like Airbnbs and apartments around the city.
Yeah, which are... So what they do is a brand takes a house. So like the Sheen house.
Yeah.
They'll book like a 7-bedroom house and a golf buggy that takes you into the festival. And then they'll fill it with influencers who often are getting paid, but sometimes they're just like doing it for the free ticket.
This is the only thing about influencer events. Unless you're like really big, I feel like whenever I've been invited to events, often it's like you can come, and if you know another influencer you can bring them, but I'm like, it feels very like, like you're going on a school trip or like you're going on a trip and you don't know anyone, like it's a bit scary.
It's awkward.
Like, it is awkward. It's not as fun as going with your friends.
It's a language exchange course.
Exactly.
But the language is just brain rot.
Literally.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that for you. True. The fucking mindless brain rot conversations one would have, 4 days at Coachella.
Alfie, I'm not being funny. You would fucking
I'd
eat
love
that
it.
up.
I would love
all
it.
you do is have like brain rot conversation. Oh, I've seen this video.
No, I don't do that.
You do. You're like, this will help my engagement.
No, yeah, well, sometimes it does help with the engagement, but if I went to I'd bring the podcast equipment. Next
you bring
year,
the podcast anywhere.
How good would that show be? 24-hour live stream for 3 days Coachella. Me walking around with microphones, just talking to influencers.
Yeah, because you know what? You never see Vox Pops at Coachella.
No.
Like ever.
You don't see Max Fosh street smart at Coachella just going up to people. So what do you do? So what do you do for work? So what do you do? You're an influencer. Wow. So what's that? Oh my God, that would be so fun.
That would be fun.
Should I do that? Where could I do that this summer? There's no equivalent in the UK.
There's no equivalent in the UK.
I would love it if I went in disguised as like an influencer. Like I'd wear a tank top and 3/4 length jorts or whatever.
You'd actually go to suit that.
That's the thing that is I don't understand about it. It's like a brand activation for fashion. It's the worst outfits.
Yeah, they're bad.
The women's outfits are fine. I've got no problem with that.
I actually think some of the men's outfits are pretty good. I think what I don't like is like a certain festival look. It's like just wear cool clothes.
It's just naked.
I'm not really.
It's like, look at this shirt that's made of no material.
Yeah.
And people put these things, they go, look at this Coachella fit that I put on, and everyone's like, wow, this is amazing. What?
But also, it doesn't really make sense because if you're not going to Coachella, like, who are you selling this to? Who's buying that? Because they're not going.
So that's what I don't understand. Like, what's the connection between the brand pays millions to get tickets to Coachella, and they rent a big house, and they fill it with people, and they get loads of content.
Yeah.
And then that is just there so that people then buy other stuff?
I think what you're understanding here now is how branded content works.
Is that how marketing works?
Yes, Alfie, that is the concept.
I'm confused by the concept of marketing, aren't I? No, but I look at those outfits and I'm like, the Coachella outfits will never be bought for any other occasion.
I think it's also like these brands have like influencers that people like, and then it's like people associate those influencers with those brands, and then think, oh, I like that influencer, so I like that brand.
But all these influencers have like 100. Everybody's got 100K. Not you, but like. The amount of Americans now that are doing content, like it is too many.
Everyone's doing content.
Everybody's a content creator. I think the gold rush is over.
I did see who was it that did that Subway takes and he got a lot of stick for it.
Oh yes, you know, Toby from Bath.
Yeah, Toby
just said like people need to just watch stuff.
Yeah, and he's got so much stick for it, but I'm not saying I agree.
What was his take?
Stick for it. It was just like everyone's an artist now, and everyone's picking up their phone and doing stuff, and people are a bit funny about that. Yeah. But it does feel like I'm only saying this because I'm like, can everyone just stop trying to be an influencer because I'm doing?
Because I'm an influencer. yeah,
and it's actually really hard.
I think about that all the time. I'm like, why is everyone a comedian?
Everyone's a comedian.
Everyone's a comedian. Everyone's an actor. Everyone's a model. Everyone's a content creator.
But the good thing about you is that you're actually not.
And I'm not a comedian, which is good. This is what a lot of people don't understand about my act. Is it's counterculture. In the era when everyone's an artist and doing well, I've gone completely the opposite way.
And I really
it's quite interesting that. It's quite. I mean, if you think about it, if you watch my show with that in mind, you'll enjoy it a lot more.
I think if you go into Alfie's show and think, I don't expect it to be funny. Okay?
People come out of my show and they go, he didn't even tell any jokes, and then they go, yeah.
That in itself is really.
Do you know how hard that is to do in 2026?
Do you know what? You know when you like bomb for an hour. I don't know if you've ever had.
No.
If you've ever had a bad hour-long show, which has happened to me.
Yeah, well, your Edinburgh Fringe run. 25 days on the trot. Some sort of social experiment.
Well, if you really think about it, to not be funny for a whole hour is actually a way harder feat.
Really impressive.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people in the UK doing really
well at that. Like, really well at that.
It is now probably so well documented how to write jokes that the ability to not write jokes is really impressive.
Also, ChatGPT could write you a good joke, at least one.
ChatGPT can write you a joke.
Yeah, it might not be good, but like
for you to take that and then fuck it up so badly that it's no longer a joke is almost what I would call art.
Yeah. Yeah, it is art, and I think that's what you do is art.
What I do is equivalent to Deschamps' toilet. You know,
what's Deschamps' toilet?
I hope I've said that right, but it's the French artist who just put a urinal in a museum in his art exhibition.
And people just thought it was art.
Well, his whole point was, look, anything is art if you package it nicely.
Agreed.
And there's a lot of artists that have done that, experimented with that form, and I'm doing a similar thing in comedy, where people go, well, that's not comedy. And you go, with that, but it's in a comedy club.
So it kind of is.
So what I'm doing is challenging. And I've always done that. I'm challenging your understanding of the form.
No, I think you are just challenging.
I'm challenging. I
as
am
a person.
Sorry, difficult. Difficult is the
really
word
hard to be
people have been throwing around. What I wanted to also touch upon with Coachella is JB, Justin Bieber.
Yes, doing that whole, apparently influencers, one influencer put, oh my God, he's taking us back to 2008. And it's like, yeah, that wasn't a good year.
It was a bad year.
Yeah.
What, an influencer said
Yeah,
that? That's really funny.
Yeah.
2008 was such a lovely year for me.
Taking us back to 2008. Okay, everything was terrible in 2008.
Everybody lost their jobs in their house.
Yeah.
JB headlined $10 million for a Coachella set. But what was really interesting was he just plugged in his laptop and he played YouTube videos of his own songs and kind of sang along with it.
And everyone loved it, didn't they?
They went feral for it. Well, everyone loved it. Daily Mail were like, lazy, arrogant, Justin Bieber, fools. Oh my God. Have a day off, like the Daily Mail. Daily Mail and The Sun. Sometimes I see news articles that are really mundane and then I go to the Daily Mail to be like, how are you going to make this interesting?
And they do. I can't wait for the day that you're famous enough for Daily Mail to start writing about you. And I can't wait to read those articles, but I cannot wait to read the comments.
I will post every single article that they write about me, and I will tell them like the story behind the story. It'll be like Alfie Dundas caught drunk out in Soho. I'll go, yeah, what you didn't know. What you didn't know is quite how many drugs I had on my possession. What you didn't know was this is what actually happened behind closed doors. No, I just think I think more celebrities should do that thing where they screenshot the article and then just be like, hey, look, this is mental.
It's nonsense.
This is nonsense.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't. I think it's almost.
I think you get bored of it. I think after a while you're genuinely just like, oh, I just don't even.
Yeah, you don't even read it.
If you believe this, you're a lost cause.
Yeah.
JB, the people were saying, some people thought it was lazy. Some people thought it was like really fun. It looked fun and his fans loved it, and that's all that matters. But what was interesting to me, and you won't find this interesting at all, but it's my part of the show, is
FYI, the whole show's been your part of the show, but yeah, continue.
You get the last 3 minutes to plug whatever you want to plug. Apparently the reason he did it is because he had a big public feud with his label. He sold his catalog. Scooter Braun was his agent and they fell out, and then he sold his catalog at one point and got a lot of money, but it meant that he would have to pay a fee to his old label to sing old songs.
Right.
So his new songs from his most recent 2 albums, he just sang normally because he owns them independently.
Fine.
The old songs, if he just played them as a backing track and sang them, he'd have to pay the fee. But if he plays them off YouTube, it doesn't count as a performance.
Really?
So
that's actually really clever.
The rumor, and I don't know if I'm being duped here, is that like the reason he played his old songs from YouTube is so that he is kind of like a screw you to his old label.
Well, I love that.
And then he also just at one point found an old paparazzi video on YouTube of him crashing out. And like going like, can you just leave me alone? Like, and he just played it to the crowd.
That's actually. Do you know what I saw a really good TikTok on this about how basically all these celebrities, all these artists that you love, they're obviously just brands and they're obviously employees to these big record labels. So a lot of the time, because they have very little freedom, very little like opportunity to do whatever they want, like they've got a whole team being like, no, this is what you're going to do. That's why they often do these massive crash outs or say like outrageous things. Apparently, I'm not excusing them saying outrageous things, but so then they almost become like cancelled and they become like the brand doesn't want to, or the record label doesn't want to associate with them. So it's their way of being like destroying the brand and destroying everything because it's not really their brand anymore. It's like a brand that's not owned by them. If that makes sense.
That's what Kanye's been doing for the last couple of years. That's what they say
with Kanye, but I don't.
That's
think
what Kanye.
So.
I knew there was a strategy behind there. Yay! Sorry, Kanye. Yay.
Also crazy that he was meant to do Wireless and that's now been cancelled.
I know, and I'm very excited to headline. They were like, well, that's the only other person whose views align with Kanye. Let's get him on stage. That would make sense because you do see those crash outs and then they sort of lose their. But what I don't understand, if you're that powerful of an artist, I know that you've got all these people around you, but why can't you just fire some of them? You don't have to work with any of these people.
I think the whole point is
contracts.
It's not you. Yeah, it's the basically your management and stuff. You're just like an employee. So it's not like you're the CEO and you can fire everyone. It's like you've got a CEO above you that's controlling everything. Saying,
I just put out a crap album.
But I think even it gets to that point where they're like not even writing their stuff.
Well, that's what Frank Ocean did. Do you know about this?
No, but this kind of.
So Frank Ocean was signed, I think, by like Universal or Sony or Columbia, someone really big.
Yeah.
$20 million deal to do 2 albums in 3 years.
My God. Yeah.
And basically, he waited. He did one album, which was fine, and then he waited until the last day of the contract where he had to put out an album co-owned by the label, and he released just an awful album of songs. And then the day after, independently released, I want to say Blonde.
Oh, really?
Which was his huge album.
Oh, so that was
so he got
that.
$20 million from the label, gave them 2 rubbish albums, but in that time basically wrote and created an entire like great album. Put that out the day after. That then independently he owned 100% of it and he made millions off it.
So good.
And after that, loads of like rappers, like A$AP Rocky was talking about it, loads of musicians were like, Frank Ocean was the last person to ever like get like screw over the labels. So now the labels just screw over artists in the sense that now the labels tie you into very strict contracts. They don't give you any goodwill to like see what's going to happen.
That's interesting. Yeah, I think I'd feel so anxious if I was like a musician and I got signed by a record label because it just sounds so toxic.
Well, I think as soon as it's like, hey, you've got to put out an album in 6 months.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I now can't think of anything.
It's like, you've got to put out a comedy show. I'm like when I came back from Edinburgh, I was like, I better write a new show. It's just
not going to happen.
Garbage.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of Edinburgh this year. I might just plug my laptop in to a projector and just play old jokes off YouTube.
That would actually be so
That'd be quite fun.
That would actually be so fun.
And again, it would really push against
very meta.
Very meta. Because I could pause and add tags.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Like, what I should have said.
What I should have said there. Or crowd work moments that I missed.
Yeah, it's like, can we just recreate that?
Yeah. So what do you do for work? I work in construction. Right. So I've had to think about this. And what I should have said.
That would actually be really funny.
But
you're not like a very meta comedian. You're I tell jokes comedian.
Okay. Right. Where's the insult in that? There's something there. There's something in the tone that I don't like, but on paper, that is exactly what I want to hear. So that is confusing.
I felt confused by it as well because I was meaning it to be horrible.
So I tell you what that sounds like. Someone the other day said that I'm conventionally attractive. And on paper, I was like, thanks.
Yeah, but
and then I was like, why have you added
saying that to you anyway?
Why have you added that word in there?
People, that's not true.
But I was like, well, why are you adding that? Why conventionally?
You're conventionally. It's like saying like people would think you're attractive, but I don't think you're attractive.
It's like when people go, people seem to love your shows.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
Okay, what? Well, the crowd seem to enjoy it.
It's a mainstream thing.
Yeah.
As if to say, but I'm into the alternative looks.
I remember doing a whip and it had such a good whip. And afterwards, this girl said to me, she was like, oh, at least you got a few months at Edinburgh to get it in a good place. I was like,
that's the worst thing. It's the worst thing.
It wasn't a pretty good place, actually.
Something that my family still do, which is funny. They do it a little bit less now, but up until quite recently, actually, someone did it the other day, like a really close friend, and was like, yeah, and if this comedy thing doesn't work out, you can just go straight back to tech.
All the time.
One of my best friends said that. So how much longer are you going to give it? How much longer am I going to give it?
This is kind of my life.
I'm there. Like, I'm where I want to be. Like,
especially saying that to you now, and you're actually doing really well.
In the last year, I've done absolutely everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And there's so many things now I wanted to go and do, and it can get so much better. And I think comedy takes a long time. But I'm a bit like, how much longer am I going to give it?
Yeah.
What, like I'm waiting for my big break and nothing's moved? I'm like, if I'd shot up and then stagnated for like 5 years, I can see people being like,
yeah.
But I'm 26.
And it's just going up and up.
And I've been doing this like properly for a year kind of now, giving it full attention. And members of my family go, well, the good thing is you can always fall back on tech just whenever you want to. What?
It's like, your family, and I feel something they're like, just give it a rest.
Just give it a rest.
Just stop. Like,
no pressure to keep going.
There's no pressure from us. Like, there was never any pressure. Didn't want me to do it.
I'm not dumb enough to think that my parents want me to be a stand-up comedian and an influencer that goes to Coachella.
I think your dad would love you to be an influencer that goes to Coachella as long as you took him with you.
My dad went to Old Cella a couple of years ago, the Coachella version where it was like Rod Stewart, Eric Clapton, and I was about to look at the camera and say, Dad, who played at the thing? Because I know he watches these, but he's not here in the room. I'll find out what it was.
It would make it seem like your dad was just sat there in the corner filming it.
If my dad should produce, when he retires, he could produce the pod.
Would he produce it? Could he produce it?
Yeah, but it would be, because like on Rogan, the producer always pulls things up on the screen.
Yeah.
My dad is the slowest typer in the world. Dad, can you pull up the AI fruits video? and we're just waiting, looking on the screen, waiting for like a picture to come up.
I feel like your dad would as well. Like every other sentence would interject and say something.
Yeah,
funny.
that's not true. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Dad.
Please.
I tell you what, there is a real trope of like comedians and their parents. You know, Ramesh and his mum have a podcast. It's really good. Yeah, I'm glad people listen to this, but Ramesh's podcast is really funny because his mum, every time Ramesh has a guest, his mum calls in and asks them a question and she just doesn't prepare. And I don't know if this is staged and I'm being naive, but I was watching the Josh Widdicombe episode and Ramesh and Josh are really good friends. And so Ramesh's mum clearly knows Josh. And Ramesh goes, okay, we're just going to play a question from my mum. And she goes, and I'm not going to do the accent. She's an Indian woman. And she goes, Bangladeshi. And she goes, or Sri Lankan. Where's Ramesh from?
I don't know. I think maybe Sri Lankan, but
I don't know where his mum's from. But she goes, hi, Josh. And she like clears her throat. She goes, hi, Josh. So my question, and they just pause it and go, right, she couldn't have retaken, she had a week. She couldn't have retaken the question. It's that I was on the train and I laughed out loud.
That's actually so funny. You know what? You could have one with your dad.
But Jack Whitehall did Travels with my father. They did 6 seasons of that and it was good. And like, I could do the same thing with my dad, but it would feel
like it's been done. Maybe you could do like a football one.
What if me and your mum go traveling?
That would just be an affair.
Around the UK. Around the UK.
Honestly, I would really like to see that because my mum doesn't stop talking.
That's great because I've got podcast equipment. And a lot of people don't know this, but Sophie's wedding's coming up. I've just booked my hotel and I've just packed all my podcast equipment ready. I'm going to be sat down with, you're going to be fuming because you're going to be taking photos and you're going to be like, where's my fiance? And he's going to be sat in a corner with me talking about the news.
I'm just scared if you ever got my mum on because she just says so many inappropriate things. I'm like, well, you're going to get me cancelled.
I'm going to get so many clips that week. That's my big ticket.
I hope you're planning on filming some content at the wedding.
I might do. I imagine everything in your wedding is gifted. How many videos do you have to do on the day?
Do you know what? None.
That's quite
nice. I was going to get, I was going to reach out to a few brands and my old agent was like, there's some brands that would do it. But I was like, I actually don't want to spend the day getting pictures of like branded stuff.
What would, like, of the things that you're having to buy or rent, what would be quite a useful thing to partner with someone
I think, for example, like I work with Malibu a lot. I think having like a Malibu pina colada bar would be cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Take note.
And then I think like wine.
Oh, a Malibu. Sorry, the more I think of that, the more I'm like, I would quite like that.
That would be quite cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'll do content on the day. Malibu, like if you want to sponsor Sophie's wedding and you want me to film the content, I'll film the content.
Great. If you just, I'm like, Alfie's actually here not as a guest, but he's just filming a load of content for me because I've signed up with all these brands.
I cannot explain how hammered I'm going to get at your wedding.
I hope so.
I booked 2 nights in a hotel and like it's the perfect wedding. I was talking to my partner about this last night. It's the perfect wedding where we won't really know anyone.
Yes, it's perfect.
So it's not like, because you know when you get invited to weddings of people you don't really know, like distant family members, and you're like, look, this isn't really my scene, and like I don't really know these people or whatever, and that's a bit icky. And then if you're too into it, you know everyone, it's like, oh, it's your sibling's wedding, you can't really relax. It's like, we're going to be on our table number's going to be triple digits.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're going to be with strangers.
You're not on a table.
There's no expectation.
You're in the house.
And there's no like, oh, you have to make sure you say hello to Granny. Or like, no one knows who you are.
It's actually so nice. That's so true.
And the 2 of us as well, because like we're both there. So it's like, you know, when you go on your own to a wedding and it's a bit like, I don't know what to do.
But also there'll be quite a few comedians there. So you'll be able to make some contacts. A few people working TV there.
I will be pitching.
I'll let you suss them out.
I will be pitching.
Yeah, perfect. Also, it'd be a good little networking event for you. I agree, because when I had my brother's wedding in the summer, I honestly felt like it was my wedding in the sense that I could not move for someone being like, hey, and it's either I knew them or they were like, oh, you're Tom's sister.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I spent the whole time doing that. And obviously, because they all know I'm a comedian, it was like a 20-minute conversation with everyone. Who's your favourite comedian?
Yeah.
Where do you like to gig? And it's like, I know it's so nice people are interested, but I was like, oh, I didn't get to spend any time with my friends.
It's horrible. And, you know, I hadn't thought about that. Maybe I'll be swarmed by fans. I wear glasses
You'll be
and a
sworn
hat.
by my mum.
Wearing glasses and a hat. You know what? It's funny. I walk around London with no hat on. I look around trying to catch people's eye. Nothing.
To see if they notice you.
Nothing. You wear sunglasses and cap, and people go, "Oh my god, is that Sophie Garrad?" How do you know? You can't even see her face.
No, recently, because I've been wearing the sunglasses and cap purely because I'm trying to look young. I think it gives off the energy that I'm a celebrity,
100%.
and it's definitely getting more people to notice me.
100%.
So it's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, I can see that. No, I'm very excited. Just going to get.
Yeah, I'm excited you're going to get absolutely wasted. I ordered yesterday, I ordered a drinks trolley, and I'm going to just do loads of like tequila shots on it, and like it's going to be great.
Also, because like the races are on.
Are you going to go to the races on Friday night?
I don't think we'll have time, but I think I might get a flask in anyway. Perfect. And I might just gamble a bit.
Yeah, why not?
I might just do all the things without going to the race.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sit in the hotel in Newmarket.
Yeah.
And bet on horse races that I'm watching on the TV.
That's the Newmarket.
And they'll be 1 mile down the road.
Yeah. Dreamy.
The restaurant we're staying at, the hotel we're staying at is a lovely restaurant.
What's the restaurant called?
It's just part of the hotel, but it's like award-winning.
Really nice.
It looks really good. It's included.
Yeah, because my family often go there for like, I've never been, but they always go there for meals.
I have booked the campest room.
Have you? I love it.
It's called the Primrose Room.
Very you.
And it's a huge pink room with a massive chandelier. A bed, a bath just at the end of the bed.
I love
freestanding.
I've always wanted to stay in a room where there's a bath just in the room.
Just like it was like 20 quid more. I can't tell why, but it was like not that much more than just a normal room. But it was the Primrose Room, and it is. It's pretty.
I'm jealous.
It's a little bit much, to be honest. But it's going to be great for content.
You're going to get so much good content. Your girlfriend's going to have a terrible time.
Come with me to Sophie Garrad's wedding.
Please, can you do that?
Oh, can I get ready with me to?
Oh, can you do that? It would be so
with
funny.
The girl with Alex, like what's it called? Alex Warren music in the background.
Yeah, please. I think that would be so funny.
Are you allowed to say what your first dance song is going to be?
Yeah, but I can't remember.
Okay.
It was really hard for us to find because
it's not important, I guess.
It's not important. We just wanted to find a song that's like fun and like we didn't want to find a song that was meaningful.
You're not doing a slow song?
No.
You're not doing a slow first dance?
No.
That's really disappointing.
Really? What I would have wanted to do is a mashup of songs. The thing is, me and John can't dance, but we're trying to learn a dance in the kitchen.
But that's why you do this. Everyone can slow dance.
But I think, when you go and you watch someone do a slow dance, it's people like this do. I think it's really horrible to watch.
But you only do one. It's just the first dance. That's my favourite part. That's my favourite part of a wedding.
You're joking.
This isn't a joke. You can ask anybody who's wedding.
Last week, your favourite part was the speeches. So every week it's changing.
I enjoy the speeches. I do enjoy the speeches. I enjoy the speeches from a professional point of view. From a personal point of view, taking my career hat off.
You're going to get a first dance, but it's going to be fun.
I would like the DJ to play at least one at some point in the evening. It doesn't have to be the first dance. Yeah. I want him to pause the music and go, "This one goes out to all the lovers out there tonight," and then play something slow.
Okay, I'll get them to do
so
that for you.
Just one, because you never. I don't know. Maybe I watch too many rom-coms, but I'm like, in my mind, it's like I want to slow dance. Like that's the pinnacle of success.
That you have
of a relationship.
Rom-coms. No, I think it's so awkward watching a couple that do a slow dance.
Yeah, but I don't watch other. Just have your own dance.
I actually don't want you to watch me do a slow dance.
I won't. I will be slow dancing.
That makes me feel a bit sick.
I will be slow dancing in the corner with a GoPro on, like Francis Bourgeois.
That is definitely not happening.
I'm here in Newmarket. I've come by the A55 and I'm here to see Sophie Garrad's wedding. That's Francis Bourgeois, the train guy. I haven't seen his videos in a while. I don't know if that sounds like him at all.
It didn't sound like him at all because I didn't know who that was. It sounded like who's that guy that sounds like a Muppet? Really right wing, really like pro men, anti-feminism.
What?
He's like, woo! I can't.
Oh, Nick Fuentes.
No.
You're not thinking of HS Tiki Toki. You're not thinking of the man.
Like an American old guy. Do you know what, guys? Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
You're not thinking of what's he called? RFK Jr. I'm waging a war on
German guy
on angry kids.
Okay. Well, I'm so excited for the wedding now. It's not long. Getting Botox next week for it.
That's very exciting.
My teeth redone in a couple of weeks, guys. I'm going to look like a new gal.
Can't wait. Stay tuned. We're going to get some more content on it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And then, what else do we have to talk about this week?
What have you got?
Things. I did my first tour date on Friday in Oxford.
Hell yeah.
I will say, I don't want to brag, but my audiences are so impressive to the point where I think like the net worth of my audiences must be insane.
High.
And like, I should just turn it into a networking event. And it's also just the most impressive women you'll ever meet. Like, so impressive. Like, they're always barristers, doctors. Like, I had one woman in who, in the show, I had actually these two women, they were sisters, Cassie and Sophie. Her name was spelt Sophie, but it was Sophie. And I was like, that's how posh she was.
Sofi.
No, spelt the same as mine.
With an E.
Sophie.
Wow.
Sophie. And I thought, your parents must have hated you because you've had to spend the whole life people saying, hi, Sophie, and you don't know it's Sophie.
Yeah.
But
that does build resilience.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And at one point I had a little thing about, I mentioned ADHD in it, and then I started talking to them and Cassie was an ADHD doctor. And I said, do you think I've got ADHD? And she said, I have been thinking it for most of the show. I was like, what about autism? She's like, I don't know.
Diagnosed. I love you. Just what about loneliness? Do I have loneliness? No, I'm not like.
Do I have mental health?
When you say your audience are all very impressive women, what do you mean? They've all got very high-powered jobs.
Incredible jobs, yeah.
Well, you know what I think is the most impressive job a woman can do?
Here we go.
Be a mother. That was actually meant to be more feminist than it came out.
Yeah, it felt really anti-feminist.
It sounded really trad wife, didn't it?
That felt really anti-feminist. Okay.
I wanted to go, it's actually really, the hardest job in the world is being a mother.
Yeah, the hardest
job in the world.
But what I said
is all women should be mothers.
You said the most impressive jobs. You're basically saying women should just be mums.
Are you saying being a mother is not an impressive job?
I'm saying it's impressive and hard.
Yeah.
It's so impressive.
It's not as hard as being a barrister.
I would want to do it. Yeah. That is hard. She's a barrister and I don't know if she's a full-time mum. I think they do have nannies.
Part-time mum.
But they're just, all of them are just so impressive. To the point where after the show, someone messaged me saying, the woman that I was speaking to, the ADHD woman, that she's like really well known in the area because it's so hard to get an appointment with her because she's so good at her job. And I was like, and also an influencer came. She's like a fitness influencer. They were like staying at Soho Farmhouse and come to show. And I thought,
I saw that. Someone posted like, oh, I've just stayed at Soho Farmhouse and then gone to Sophie's show. And I'm like, Christ, Sophie's show's the cheapest part of that night.
Right? Literally.
That's such an expensive way to come to a show.
I know. And I was like, I'm just obsessed with my audience. I'm obsessed with them all just being so cool and impressive and just rich and just like also clearly the breadwinners. Like,
yeah.
I love it. And one of them brought her boyfriend. He got annihilated the whole show. He was called Jeffrey. Can you believe people are still called Jeffrey?
With a J?
I didn't ask, actually. That would have been a good question.
Not like Joffrey.
I think it was with a J. No, it was definitely Jeffrey.
Jeff?
Yeah, and I felt from him, like, one thing I will say, if you're going to come to my show and you're bringing your husband or boyfriend, like, that's completely fine. I'm not going to not let them in. But just bring them an iPad.
Yeah, it's a child on holiday.
Yeah, just like, you know what I mean? Let them have some screen time.
I can't stand when parents are like, we're just going to get them to come and sit at the end of the table for
on
2 hours in Turkey. Can we
their iPad or not on their iPad?
Bring an iPad. Bring an iPad, but bring headphones.
See, I feel really strongly
Don't force them to run around and disturb other people.
See, I feel like when I'm a parent, I don't want my kid to have screen time. Having said that, having looked after my niece, like my mum, every time she's with my niece, just puts her YouTube on her phone. Like,
but so
that is cheating.
I'm not talking about like, okay, you're on holiday for a week, and it's like, okay, during the day,
you
go
want to
be
have
out.
a nice meal out.
But I'm saying, like, I want to go for a meal out. The kid's been running around and in the sea all day.
That's true.
It's the holidays. I'm like,
Can't they read a book
for all of our, I don't know. 7 o'clock at night.
When I was a kid, I used to sit at the table and eat. Like we didn't have iPads.
I just promise you that you didn't. You don't even do that now.
I would never eat.
I've never seen you eat, first of all. Allegations.
Yeah. Sorry for saying that about myself.
No, I'm just saying, I just put a movie on.
Yeah, a movie, fine. I don't want them watching I don't want them playing games.
Fine.
I would rather play real life games.
Fine, but like,
why can't they have a conversation with each other? But to be fair, kids are annoying.
They're kids.
Yeah,
they're kids, and like they're spending all day together, and then they're exhausted and they're grumpy and they're hungry, and we're sitting at the other end of the table, and with adult friends having wine and being like and then looking at them like, why aren't you enjoying this fine restaurant?
You're right.
And the kid goes, I have no taste here.
Yeah,
I want plain pasta with butter. I don't care about the view, and we expect these kids to be like, wow, you can see all the islands from here.
Do you know what, Alfie? You've really convinced me. I'm going to let my kids have iPads. If I let John have an iPad, why can't the kids have one?
If you want, that's what my girlfriend does. We go out for fancy dinners, and then I start to get a little bit twitchy.
Yeah, do you know what? That was what was really nice when we did that double date, because obviously me and your girlfriend, we just chatted, and you two were both on your iPads.
John and I were on iPads.
Yeah.
You joke. We'd have loved that.
John would have loved that.
We could have gamed.
Yeah.
Well, you got a PS5 here.
But are you a gamer? You don't give me gamer energy.
No, but I mean, better than conversation. Better than adult conversation.
That'd have been perfect.
I don't game, I just work. That's my time off.
Yeah, that is our game.
My treat after a hard day of podcasting and writing jokes is to do some actual work.
Yeah, that's actually so true.
Bit of coding.
Just a hobby.
Bit of AI.
Just a hobby, yeah.
So Oxford done, and where to next week?
No, so now I've got a couple of weeks off. I'm doing my work in progresses.
Why did you do? Can you explain to me how this works with like tour programming? Because you did one day.
It was an accident. Basically,
sure.
They'd booked it all to be like within 3 weeks.
So when you toured, you do every day of the week.
Yeah. So when it comes up to it, it'll be like 5 days of the week, and then there'll be like a couple of days in between.
So it'll be, and presumably you want to be on the weekends. Or it doesn't really matter. You'll do like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, some days I've got a Monday. Like in Cambridge, I've got a Monday. But then
you'll stay the night in Cambridge, and do they group them by location? So you do like the north in one.
Yes, obviously I haven't got much.
You haven't gone in north,
Birmingham, and then it goes straight to Edinburgh.
Yeah, that is what your tour producers are being like. Sophie's northern gigs are Birmingham and Edinburgh.
Oh, do you know what, guys? Birmingham, can you just sort it out? Because you're really making me regret choosing to do a Birmingham gig because no one wants to buy a ticket for Birmingham.
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue as well.
Is it?
Yeah. I was there last week, and
it's massive though.
A lot of your tour posters around. I think they're pushing.
There?
Yeah. Well, they're desperate.
Oh, is that what you?
That's why I sent you a picture of me and your tour poster.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what's annoying, Birmingham? I'm coming up next week to get Botox done. I'm really giving back to the city.
You should take some flyers up with you.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really want my plastic surgeon coming to the show.
If you put flyers up in the plastic surgery office,
you'd
get your dream audience.
Yeah, that is my dream audience. They just really get it.
And then so you now have 3 weeks, and then
it's like all of them together, basically.
Within 3 weeks.
But the only reason this happened was because Oxford had double booked me. So then they had to change the date, and this was the only date they could do.
Fine, okay. I was wondering why you've like given yourself a taster of tour, and then...
Yeah, in a way, it's like, it was good because I got to it felt like it was a bit of a practice run, but also it's...
You hear that, people of Oxford? You're a trial run for the people of Birmingham.
But then I will say, I kind of got into the flow, and then you have to stop the flow, and then...
It's tough.
It is what it is, you know.
A big London show. Another reminder that I'll be taking people to the pub before Sophie's London show, and I'm very excited.
You still haven't said what pub yet.
I'm so excited. No, DM me, and we'll get a group chat going.
Yeah, perfect.
It's going to be really fun.
I love how no one's DM'd you.
No one's DM'd me yet. No, but they will. They will near the time.
They will, I'm sure.
Me and my dad out on the town.
Yeah, I'm excited to meet your dad.
Meet and greet.
Yeah, perfect.
Mr. Dundas meet and greet.
Yeah,
you don't want to miss this.
Amazing.
You do not want to miss this.
Can't wait for that.
What other news have you got?
What else happened? I did actually have some interesting news. Two things actually. First of all, a few weeks ago, I was out on a work lunch, and I got an email being like, "You've been nominated for the National Diversity Award for gender roles," and I just thought. Exactly. What am I doing? What am I doing for women? I'm not saying I'm not doing stuff for women, but I don't think I'm actively being girl power.
No, also, I thought diversity would imply more than just women.
Exactly. I feel like a diversity implied not just a cis, white, blonde woman.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had to add blonde into that. I don't think that matters.
No, but it does feel... That is different. Like brunette or ginger does feel...
Or ginger, that feels like a bit more unserious. I think
you're right. Blonde does feel like yeah, but you're
literally just the
you're
problem,
the majority. You're the problem.
Anything.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was like, oh, that feels like it was a scam. So the email address was from a really weird email address, but all the rest looked legit. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ignore that. And then I got another email. Someone had nominated me again, which I now know, but I just thought it was the scam being like, come on, fall for it. So I sent it to my old agent. I sent it to John. And I was like, is this a scam? They were both like, this is a scam. And then I just, ignored it. And then someone sent me the other day, they were like, oh, we can vote for you. And I was like, wait, this is real. And then I emailed the National Diversity Awards, and they're like, yeah. And then since, more people have been nominating me. And I'm like, guys, I actually feel stop nominating me. I feel bad.
What is the award for?
For my gender roles, for I don't know, something like my work.
You're working.
My work. I don't know. My work.
Putting women on the map.
I don't know if people are
okay, well, let's start. Let's go back to basics here. You are a woman.
I am a woman.
Let's start there. So you are, everything you do is raising the profile of women.
And that has to be it, because I'm not actively...
But beyond that...
Obviously, I'm a feminist, but I'm like, I don't think I'm like using my voice for good, guys.
No, you are using your voice.
This is not for...
But for profit.
All I
That's
make
why
jokes
I don't
about is
understand.
like Ozempic and plastic surgery, and I say I don't have a job. I don't really think I'm helping the cause.
I do more to uplift female voices than you do.
Oh yeah, because the best job a woman can do is being a mum.
It's the only job a woman can do in my mind. The rest is all paid hobbies. I don't know. We'll cut it out. But I'm in the edit. I am surprised by that. I'm not surprised that you... I don't understand that.
Maybe it's because of since the endometriosis and the ectopic
The endo stuff works.
I think maybe because I've been posting about that.
You're raising awareness.
I'm raising awareness. And I just feel like I have to like fill in a whole profile, but I just feel bad. I'm taking up space. That shouldn't be for me.
Is there prize money?
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's different.
The winner gets a trip to Coachella 2027.
Oh, I'll definitely fill in.
Can you imagine like Shein sponsoring the Diversity Awards?
Sponsored by HSBC.
Well, I mean, come on now.
That's pretty
good.
Yeah.
Because banking has always been a very forward industry.
Exactly. It's very progressive.
In terms of diversity.
It's just a bit mental, isn't it?
I actually, whenever I hear the word diversity, I think HSBC, Investment Banking Department.
Same here. I think they do so much for it.
Shout out them.
Yeah, we love their work.
Well, that's fun. When does it close?
End of May or something, and then the awards are in September in Liverpool, which again crosses a boundary for me.
You're not going to go, yeah.
Yeah.
Too much, yeah.
Just too far north for me.
Too much travel.
Exactly. So yeah, that's been interesting. My interesting thing that I saw that I wanted to get your thoughts on. So I bought this new perfume from Zara. It's so good.
Jo Malone.
It's made by Jo Malone.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've seen the drama.
I have seen the drama.
And have you seen Jo Malone's? She's done a video on it.
Yeah, but explain the drama for people that haven't seen the drama. So basically, the drama
is, guys, for like the last 7 to 8 years, Zara perfumes have been designed by Jo Malone, and most people don't know this. I will say, I've got a perfume by there. I constantly get compliments.
You got it when we filmed the podcast a couple of weeks ago, yeah.
I literally always, people are like, you smell so good. And it's the Jo Malone, it's the Zara, it's the New York one. And it smells a bit like Santal. I don't know if anyone's had Santal from Le Labo.
I have, yeah.
But it's just a bit different, a bit cooler. So I love it. And on the bottle, to be fair, they never used to say, I don't think, made by Jo Malone. But now what they've done is when I bought it, it said, I think it did say on the bottle, like Jo Malone in some way. So essentially the drama
says designed by Jo Malone, OBE or CBE?
Yes.
Founder of Jo Loves.
Yes.
Which is her new brand. Well,
her new brand. Because basically...
After Jo Malone.
Jo Malone created the brand Jo Malone many, many years ago, sold it quite early on to Estee Lauder, but sold 100% of it.
Yeah.
And also sold basically the rights to her name, Jo Malone.
Yeah, in 1999.
Is it 1999? Wow, you really do know the story.
Yeah.
And then essentially, she then started Jo Loves because that was her way of still working it. But I don't know if Jo Loves really had the love maybe that it deserves. I've never smelled a Jo Loves.
I've got some Jo Loves stuff. Yeah,
nice?
We got some of that in the house. It's really good.
Okay, nice.
It's really good, but it's not. It never got as big as Jo Malone London,
exactly,
which is the original brand or whatever. Yeah.
And so for years she's been working with Zara, and Estee Lauder haven't had a problem, but now all of a sudden Estee Lauder have a problem, and I wonder if it's because people have only just started really realizing, because it's been going viral on TikTok and stuff about the perfumes, but. So they're now suing her, they're suing Zara, and Jo Malone's kind of come out and been like, it's not really fair because you're essentially saying that I as a person cannot work.
Yeah.
But it's a bit
her name is Jo Malone.
Her name is Jo Malone.
She's
like, I'm the person.
I don't understand. Obviously, sale was 26 years ago, whatever, but like, it is quite complicated to sell a company with your name on it because it all feels a little bit.
You're selling yourself, really.
You're selling yourself, but it's like, well, I am obviously going to have to continue using my name.
Yeah.
And everything I do, even if it's not under my name, people will know it's me.
This is it.
What I didn't understand about the case, because I saw that video on Instagram, is that Estee Lauder are suing Zara and Jo Malone, the person, for something like 200 grand in damages.
Oh, is that it?
And I was a bit like, that feels like that feels like not enough money for Estee Lauder to care about. Estee Lauder are like a multi-billion-dollar company.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, okay, I think it's just a way to get a cease and desist. I don't know, but it just seems like a nominal fee to be like,
get them to stop doing it.
And what I read was that Estee Lauder have done quite a few of these recently, where like small brands are using similar names to their names or whatever, and they shut them down. I mean, I don't know if you know the band Easy Life.
No,
there's a band called Easy Life. They were quite big. Like they did a lot of festivals. Like group of guys. I think they were Australian or English or whatever. Young guys. They did the festivals. They did like a UK tour. And then EasyJet sued them because EasyJet have the Easy trademark, Easy Hotels, and they have something called
Easy Life.
Easy Life or
I've seen that.
Whatever, like insurance.
Yeah.
And so Easy Life have had to change their name as a band to Hard Life.
Really?
And
that's actually funny.
They turned it into like loads of good press, but I was like, no one is confusing the indie rock band Easy Life
with EasyJet
with your airline.
It's like Hugo Boss would do that as well. I remember Joe Lycett.
Joe Lycett changed his name to Hugo Boss. So
it's just so stupid. But what I think is so stupid about Estee Lauder doing this is that all you've done is just brought so much more attention to the fact that Jo Malone is making these Zara perfumes.
Yeah.
So I think their sales are shot up because in my head I'm like, I need to go and buy all of them before they sell out.
But I imagine, to play devil's advocate from Estee Lauder's point of view, they're like, we don't want other people to start doing this. Because they have millions of brands, millions of deals. This is why I'm saying the money can 200 grand cannot mean anything to Estee Lauder.
You're right.
So it's like, what are they trying to do?
Yes.
I think they're just trying to kick up a big fuss.
That's really true.
Because I don't think Jo Malone London sales will have dipped because of Zara's.
Well, I don't
know. Perfume though is a bit like it is all a bit fluffy.
People think that Jo Malone aren't doing as well as it used to do. And I used to love Jo Malone and I used to wear Jo Malone perfume, but now I don't really do it. I'd rather buy a candle from like, what's that, Malangoets or whatever, Malangoets.
Or Diptyque.
Diptyque.
That's
like there's so much more
go-to
competition.
present for a woman.
This
Diptyque
is it.
Candle.
Exactly, over Jo Malone. And Jo Malone used to be the go-to present and it's just not anymore.
I used to, my household was big on the Jo Malone, what was that really famous bath oil? Geranium or something?
Yeah, or the parent.
Or lavender?
Yeah, not lavender, never lavender.
Never lavender. Sorry. They're really like those like
I love you
iconic...
like my household. In my head it's like your uni household. And I'm like, of course.
I tell you what I used to have, and this is pretty embarrassing, or maybe not, but Diptyque room spray.
That's not embarrassing. They smell amazing.
Really good.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, it's open, like you've been cooking while it's open a window.
Yeah,
or like,
spritz.
Just, you can walk, and it's a big bottle, and you can spray.
I know the concept.
I remember the first time.
And you can spray.
Do you understand? It's like
a... thank you for mansplaining.
It's like...
Diptyque room spray.
It's like perfume, but not. It's not petite, and like it's like a big bottle and a couple sprays.
You spray it. Oh, that's amazing.
So 2 sprays in this, 2 spritzes in this room. It'd be lovely all day.
So can I just ask, because I'd love to buy that? Do they have the instructions on the bottle?
They do, yeah.
I'm worried I won't remember that.
It's a good question. On the back of the bottle, it's like a bottle.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, you don't want to put it on yourself. I've made that mistake.
Does it smell bad?
It's just quite a lot.
Strong. Yeah.
Because I am not as big as a room.
Well,
famously so.
6'4", actually.
6'4", and a feminist. Yeah. Which is why this podcast endorses Jo Malone, CBE or OBE.
I support her. I support her wrongs. I support her rights. I used to love the OG Jo Malone stuff.
We're pro Jo.
We're pro Jo.
But if any of those brands we've mentioned want to sponsor us, also particularly Diptyque, if they want to clip that up and put it in an ad,
guys,
how to use room spray.
A YouTube editorial, no, what's that? A YouTube tutorial on how to use room spray.
Hey guys,
that would be a funny series.
An unboxing.
No, I think a funny series is you just doing tutorial on like ridiculous things.
Really
like
easy
that.
things.
Yeah.
So you open the toothpaste just at the top here and do an ASMR with my nails. Clink, 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 clink.
We actually do need to film some content after this for You're Looking Well. And maybe we could do something funny like that.
Well, and this is a good time to mention You're Looking Well, who do sponsor the pod. And we're big fans of. There's a massive yellow box of product right behind us now.
I love it.
I've been using it a lot, and I've been getting a lot of compliments on. I've been getting told I look tanned a lot, and there isn't tanning. There isn't.
What you look so tanned.
I'm going to need to talk to the team because there isn't tanning in it.
Yeah.
But I think there's something about having like. I'm now moisturizing twice a day, which I used to not do.
Yeah.
I used to do it like whenever I could remember.
I will say.
It feels much better. I think getting a little bit of sun, I got a little bit burnt last weekend in England, which is embarrassing. Then I've been moisturizing.
So now it's looking like
the
a nice
hell
glow
out of my face. So now I'm looking like a nice glow. And I really like I don't the day pill is nice, but I can never tell.
Oh, I didn't tell you what I did.
I take the night pill to go straight to sleep.
The night pill I love. Actually, last night was the first night I've taken it and I had a bad night's sleep. But in general, I have such good night's sleep. But oh my God, on the day of my tour, I woke up and I took the night pill.
In the morning?
In the morning. And I was already so stressed. It was like first day of tour and you had to drive to Oxford.
Zoned you out?
I literally. And then I felt really sick, like on a separate note. And I have these anti-sickness tablets, but they make you feel really tired. So I had to took both of those and I was like, I cannot believe I've got to now go and drive, do this show and then drive home really late at night.
You took too many sleepy pills.
Literally.
The night pills are great. They've got magnesium in them and they do genuinely help you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Do not take them in the morning.
Don't take them in the morning.
You're saying I have to explain to you how room candle. Don't take night pills in the morning.
I did it by accident. You know, you're on autopilot and I looked and you're like, oh, I can't believe I've just done that.
I didn't think I'd have to explain that. I tell you where I took my all my skincare, and we'll probably have to end on this, by the way, because we're already on 50 minutes.
Oh my God.
We've absolutely zoomed through.
Yeah.
I went to Budapest last week.
Yes. Oh yeah, how was it?
Which you keep calling Bulgaria.
Is Budapest in Bulgaria?
How was Bulgaria? What?
Is Budapest in Bulgaria?
Hungary.
Where's Bulgaria? Is that a separate country?
Nearby. Capital of Bulgaria? Sofia.
Budapest.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Capital of Hungary? Budapest, and that's where I went.
I kept saying Bulgaria. I kept thinking, where is he? He's somewhere.
It was in that region. To be honest, I didn't look at a map, and then I got there and I realised that Hungary borders Ukraine, and I was like, "What am I doing?
Oh,
I'm in the firing lines here."
Yeah, you are.
I was there to do a gig on Thursday and Friday. Had a great time. On Sunday, they had the most important election in the last 50 years in Europe.
I heard you swayed it.
And I swayed it. And Orban, who was in for 16 years and is friends with both Trump and Putin, which is quite an impressive mix of
literally
being an arsehole, got outed for the first time.
Was everyone buzzing?
Everyone where I was in the young, cool. But this is what I didn't know. Budapest is two towns put together, Buda and Pest.
Yeah, I did know that.
Buda is like boring and like old and like
I thought you meant that's what it actually stands for. Right, and then
Pest stands for young, vibrant,
cool,
studenty and cool.
Yeah.
And the people of Budapest were really going for it.
I actually love that.
And they got him out. And I'm just saying, it's a coincidence that I go somewhere and then.
Yeah, well done, congrats.
And then
love your work.
And then change happens.
I love Budapest. Actually, I have been.
It's a really beautiful city, and it's got me thinking. I want to go to more European, sort of ex-Soviet places.
Nice, okay. Well, we'll get that organised.
Like Bulgaria. Can you imagine if we took this to Europe?
Imagine, we'd have such a big
Hey guys,
there.
the Alf and Soph show is coming to Eastern Europe this summer.
Oh, you'll be proud to know I plugged the podcast the other day on Bath Radio. I thought Alfie would be really proud of that.
You're doing Bath Radio?
I did it, yeah.
Tickets pretty low then, aren't they?
I'm doing so many
That's
radios.
how you know. Apparently the way you know if your tour's not selling in a sense.
Is that a thing?
Is if your PR calls you and goes, hey, do you want to go on... Aberdeen Morning Sport
That's all
Radio?
my PR's done. It's like, let's just get you on all the radio shows.
How was Bath Radio?
It was good. He was really nice. I also did Radio Essex, BBC Radio Essex.
That's cool.
I've got BBC Radio Sussex next week.
Great, you're really doing the home.
I'm really doing. I think I might even have West Midlands. Oh, I've got that next Sunday. I've got West Midlands.
Well, how does it work on radio? They just bring you in for like a 15-minute segment?
Yeah, like a 10-minute segment.
That's
just chat
cool.
about the show. Yeah, it's quite good actually. I think I'm doing it with someone famous on Sunday. Can't remember.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good to know that there's going to be a really big... someone so famous you can't remember their name. I'm, by the way, radio genuinely I think has a lot more clout than we realise.
Do you think?
Like, the more I find out about... Because I thought radio died
I
when
thought so as well, yeah.
social media came out. But apparently... all of the TV attention went to social media and YouTube, whereas radio kind of stayed strong because people are still in their car.
Yeah.
People still need background noise.
But everyone has like the opportunity now to put Spotify on their car.
They do, but it's like that was the case for a while, but now it's like, the faff of like setting up a playlist.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm driving 2 hours like outside London for a gig, the radio is quite nice because you're like, well, let's let someone else do the...
Yeah, no, I never listen to the radio.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. I just think you may not listen to it, but I'm just saying that BBC Radio Bath may actually be quite big.
I'm excited for it. Please.
Well, let's see. Let's see how many DMs you get from
the radio.
From that lot. Have you got anything else to plug? Any particular dates you want to plug on the tour? All of them.
All of them, guys.
SophieGarrad.com.
Oh, sorry, the other Surrey one, I think it's sold out.
Everywhere but Surrey. But
Surrey, what I will say is we've released the industry tickets. So I've been like, don't worry about industry coming. People can buy those tickets. So there actually is a few tickets left for Surrey.
Great. So there's tickets left everywhere.
Yeah.
Get them online. Sophie and I are doing a whip on the 10th of June.
Oh, yeah.
Buy tickets to that. It's on my website. It's not on Sophie's website. So go to alfiedundas.com.
I'm in charge of my website now and I don't know how to use it.
Yeah. I was going to be like, hey, could you put this on your website? And I was like, it's just no point.
There's no way I
can find it via mine.
I'm going to have to do that for Fringe. I'm going to have to do a whole new...
you can see both mine and Sophie's show very cheap in one night before we take them up to Edinburgh in London on the 10th of June. It's a hell of a deal.
Please come.
And we will see you there. We will also see you next week. Please like, subscribe, follow, do all of those things. And congratulations to the people of Hungary.
Congratulations.
Change.
Hopefully we'll have some change on this podcast.
My new quote of the week.
Change.
Hope. We'll see you next week.
See you later.